Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Seymour Shenanigans. It's Seymour Shenanigans.
Cause we gon'
Shenanigans.
one more time.
Shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
All right, y'all. Welcome back. I like saying that song.
Okay.
Anyways, y'all. Jarvis, what we talking about today?
What are we talking about today? So we talking about everybody's favorite relationship topic. Submission.
I
should have put you in a submission lock right now.
Oh, Lord.
But because I love her.
I'm scared.
She is.
Sure. I'll just go with, damsel in distress. Face ass. All right. So let's start with before you actually learned what the true meaning of submission is. What was your thought or idea of what it consisted of?
Consisted of heeding, like going to somebody else's judgment, like, okay, following their lead in a sort of sense. But it had a negative connotation to it.
For you?
Yeah, it was like, because if you're submitting to someone, and how I just did, I'm gonna put you in a submission lock. I'm thinking of like a wrestling term, like somebody puts you in a submission lock, like you locked in, you can't get out. So I'm thinking of something like that, like, oh, Dick, you are submitting to somebody that may have more higher authority or something like that than you. So it may feel like, oh, you're the weaker person. That's what it felt. That's what it seemed like. So it was like, why am I doing it? Why would the person want to do that? You know? But it also felt like, and it made it feel like one side, like one person has to submit to the other.
No, let's just stick with your thought. Your understanding of it.
Yeah. It was like one person.
You thought of it as one-sided too?
Like one side, one person's you got to submit to somebody.
So. And
that person who you were submitted to, they can't submit to you. So I'm like, huh?
So that's what I was about to ask. So was the thought like
it was one
you expected? Was it that you expected whoever you were dating to submit to you, or just the idea of it was just like, if y'all submitting, that means only one person submitting to that person, and I don't know if I like that.
Right.
Got you. But you're not necessarily saying you were thinking of it in the manner of whoever I'm with, they gonna have to submit to me, and that's that.
No.
Oh, okay. I guess you ain't one of the podcast bros, huh?
That ain't me.
Okay. I would definitely say my original definition of it hasn't changed. It was always each party should be submitting to each other, right? So before we got married, because then we're gonna talk about what our current definition is. Well, I know mine is still the same, but yeah, it sounds like yours may have changed slightly. When we got married, we went to premarital counseling, right? And before our pastor at the time, he broke down what submission meant or means. Do you remember what he said?
Not the exact words,
Perfect.
but I'm paraphrasing. It basically means submitting to each other. How are you being of service to each other, and submitting, in religion terms, submitting to the will of God.
Right. And exactly. And it was so interesting because because everybody liked to be like, oh, the Bible said, and it'd be the people who don't even go to church and don't even read nobody's Bible, but they always use that one part for their own benefit. That's very manipulative, in case y'all didn't know. Just saying. But it's always be that one person that does that. And it says, I remember him pointing out, he said, yeah, so many men like to say, oh, my woman must submit to me and yada, 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 woo, 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 woo. But they don't read the part that's before that says, man submit to God, right? And then your wife submit to you. Because the thing is, if a person is submitting, that means they are trusting your judgment My opinion, right? They're trusting your judgment and your leadership skills in that quality, in whatever that area is. Because I'm a firm believer that, one, yes, both you and your partner should submit to each other, right? But two, it may make more sense for me to submit to you in a certain area while you submit to me in a certain area.
Exactly.
Right? And I remember him saying that the whole point is when you're married, the both of you are submitting to the mission at hand. You agree on the mission and you both are submitting to it. And I was like, I like that.
Mm-hmm. So the mission is here. Got the husband here, wife here, your partner here, and you are submitting to that. That's how it works. Mm-hmm. You know? And he broke it down, and we like the idea of that because, and by definition, is pretty much that's the actual definition of submission.
Right.
You have to be able to submit to the mission and be able to do what you have to do to get to that.
To accomplish it.
That. Right.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people also, I think it's so let's say, what is your, now, since that, how does your understanding of submission and submitting change?
It changed because it's not necessarily, submission is not a bad word. Mm-hmm. Once you grow, involve, and find out what it is about. Once I found out what it was about, it was like, okay, so it was about service and understanding that you both are on equal grounds. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, initially, people think of submission, they think like one person submitting to the other, but it's more about control.
Yeah, they think of it as control.
And it's not really that. Mm-mm. It's more about being of service to that person and being of service to the mission for you all. Mm-hmm. So that's what I learned after the fact. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that I pretty much appreciate about submission. Like, because a lot of people gonna tell you when they're not in relationships or anything or marriage, once you get in it and you see what submission looks like, it's like, okay, like you actually are submitting to the mission and you submitting to each other. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean like one person's up here and the other person's up here. It's like you both up here. Everyone likes to talk about the whole 50-50 and all of that. That's almost submitting. She gonna submit to one thing or in area of expertise, and I'm gonna do the same. That doesn't mean that one person is higher than the other, or it's all about doing your part.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think, and also it's also about being like, how can I be of service for us to submit to this goal? Yeah. That's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to mention, like, I think people also forget because, like, why would anybody submit to you and you're not a good leader? Right? Because if I'm being honest, in order for somebody to be able to submit to you, you have to have really, really, really good leadership qualities. Mm-hmm. Because what you're not going to do is lead me to hell. And think I'm supposed to be submitting to you. Like, you leading us, everybody astray. Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. And so I think, people get so tied up and, feeling like, oh, I got to submit to my husband. I got to be this dutiful wife. If it don't make sense, because it's nothing wrong with submitting to your husband, and nothing wrong with being a dutiful wife. But if the math ain't mathing, y'all gotta have a conversation about that to see, okay, where do we adjust so that it makes sense? And is this your area of expertise? Because if you are not the expert matter in that area, you don't have the right to say, follow my lead and do as I said. Hell no. Just because you're a man.
Right.
No.
And I think that goes to speak on real, like, leadership isn't a dictatorship. Like, you don't have people follow you because if they do or they meet this death, or they have to follow you because they have to. Mm-hmm. Leadership is part of being able to get people to follow you because they want to. They think it's the right. They think and believe in your core values and things of that.
And leadership is knowing when you need to step back and let somebody else take the lead because you've ran your course, or you only know so much, and you know that your teammate knows the rest.
Because in order to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower.
That's true. That is true. I actually just saw that quote somewhere recently. I can't remember where it was, and I was like, I'm gonna write that down,
right?
Because I needed to tell one of my clients that. but no, I feel like submission is not a bad thing at all. If it's not being, as long as it's not being abused,
right?
And then as long as it's not being used as like a manipulative tactic. And we ain't talking about the freaky submission stuff, okay? So let's, y'all BDSM lovers, that could be another conversation. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, because a lot of people, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, because in our circle of married friends, nobody gets down like that, as far as I know. I don't know what they do behind closed doors, but they don't act like that. It's equal partnership, and everybody's having that communication and really talking about it, and like coming to a plan, and like planning it, and everybody is submitting to it, and this is where we're going from there. Mm-hmm. But what we see and hear on social media, that's the problem. You know, it's all this negativity, the podcast bros, as they like to call them, all talking all this, my woman needs to submit to me. No. Are you doing, what qualities, what skill sets do you have that make it make sense? You can't just say just because you go to work and bring home a check that's not submission. That she gotta submit and do as you say and blah blah. No, because if she going to work and bring home a check too, if that's the case, you need to be submitting to her. And that is why you actually supposed to submit to each other. And it's not a problem. Healthy marriages, and that's just from what I've seen firsthand experiences amongst our friend groups. Healthy marriages actually submit to each other, love on each other. This is your area of expertise. You got it. Like for like one thing for us, like finances is my area of expertise. Like I'm just really good. I stay on top of money. I stay on top of planning, budgeting, all the other stuff. So correct me if I'm wrong. Jarvis has no issue with following my lead and whatever plan I come up with, submitting to the plan. Like, okay, this the plan, this the mission, and we trying to what? Because one thing I always say, do you have any questions? Do you want to know what was what and what is this for? And we hear say, yeah, we'll talk about it. I'm a very detailed person anyway. We'll talk about it, and I'll say like, okay, this is why I created this plan, or this is why this came to mind, because I'm seeing X, Y, and Z. And you know, he'd be like, okay, that makes sense, because he probably didn't think of it.
Right.
And then we go through it, because that's the mission. If the mission is to be financially free, boom, this is what we're gonna do. If that's just like if somebody's trying to like change your career field, right? And they're like, you know what, I really want to change my career field. You gotta have that conversation. How would this benefit the marriage as a whole? Mm-hmm. How are we both gonna benefit, and not one of that one-sided of, oh yeah, you go, I'm gonna go and do this, and you be a stay-at-home mom for 2 years, because that's all it's gonna take. And now it's her turn, because I've seen this happen. Now it's her turn to like go out back into the workforce, or go get her degree, or finish something, and now all hell broke loose. He got a problem with it. You failed the mission.
That's true.
Because y'all agreed to something.
Agreed to it.
And both of y'all was gonna benefit from it by following that plan, and you decide to change. You failed the mission.
You did.
Right.
So yeah, because it's one of those things where your selfishness and ego gets in the way of things, and that can a lot of times be a hindrance.
Yeah.
Selfishness and ego. So a lot of things that when it comes to being submission, and just a lot of times a healthy marriage, you can't be selfish. You have to be selfless.
Yeah.
So
be selfless, people. But yeah, and that reminds me, and then we can wrap this up. That reminds me of, what's that football player, Tom? Is it Tom?
Tom Brady.
Yeah, didn't he like retire, and then it was supposed to be like his wife turn to like go back into like her career or do something, and then he couldn't stay in retirement more than like a couple of months, so he went back to playing football, and like she divorced him.
Yes.
Because he failed the mission, right?
Yeah. Because supposedly that was supposed to be, once he was retired, it was going to be his time to spend with his family and all of that. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't take not being playing football, so he went back for one more year, and his wife was like, that's it.
I'm out. Now, of course, for her to divorce, I'm pretty sure it was more other stuff behind it.
Right.
But it's just like, the point is, you failed the mission. Y'all came up with this plan, and y'all both submitted to that mission, and you failed it. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I say all that to say, like, don't let submission, the idea of submission or submitting to your spouse scare you, especially ladies. Don't let it scare you. And gentlemen, don't get scared by it either.
I was going to say, and men.
Yeah, don't get scared by it either. Just have the conversation and just, like, literally break it down like how we just broke it down as an example, Like, come on, what's the mission for the man? Because guess what? Y'all mission can change every couple of years depending on what it is. It's not like, oh, this is the ultimate mission for the entirety of this marriage and like you can never deviate. No, it may be short-term missions that you're trying to accomplish. Think of it like being in combat together, right?
Right.
If y'all watch The Lioness, just saying.
You got to do what you got to do to get the success. So it's a part of playing your role and playing your part.
Yeah.
And in that situation, your part may be different from what it normally is.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to adjust with that, be okay with that, and understand that, hey, this may be a temporary thing. It's about that discipline, that sacrifice, being selfless, but it's going to get us to the end goal that we want to get to.
So let me ask this real quick. So like when we have kids, if God bless us with kids, and then I say, hey, I need you to be a stay-at-home daddy while I go continue to build this empire. Give me 3 years just while they in, the little infant stage, so they don't go to daycare or whatever. Mm-hmm. I just need 3 years for you to rock it out, and then from there we can readjust and do whatever. Would you be down?
And they in the infant stage?
Yeah, like just the first 3 years of their life, though, when they first born, before they gotta go to like preschool or whatever.
Meaning all they doing is eating, sleeping, and pooping. Oh, I can do that. We gonna be taking naps together.
That's all he care about, y'all. Y'all know my husband, that man is the old man. All he wanna do is take a nap. Anyways, read the card, silly. What's the question of the day from the Black Love people?
So, the question is,
I don't know about this one.
What do you contribute to the relationship the most? So we were sitting there talking about submission. Part of submission is being able to submit to one another, being of service.
This commentary.
So you have to be able to contribute to that submission.
So what do you contribute to the relationship? This is not an essay where you got to put words in there to fluff it up. Answer the question.
I'm giving you
Answer
a direction.
The question.
What do I contribute?
Yes.
I contribute peacefulness, steady calm, another perspective, a more calm spirit. You trying to say I don't contribute peace and calm?
That's subjective, but I'm listening. I'm listening. Because what they say, be is peace, baby. Be my peace.
I am your peace.
Lies. But no, continue what you were saying, though.
But no, I bring steadiness. A lot of times, I'm pretty consistent in my emotions and being able to be, like a lot of times, logical and understand. So I'm able to be that. I'm also bringing a safe space. I contribute a safe space to my wife. She's able to come to me with any and everything. Any problems I'm able to listen to. I may be able to help her and find a solution. Or if she just needs a voice just to hear, I'm being able to provide and contribute a safe space to her that whatever she may encounter in the outside world, that's what I contribute.
Okay. He kind of stole my answer because I was about to say I contribute a safe space. I feel like we both do. I feel like I do it a bit more only because you say like the outside world, but I don't have to face the outside world as much as you do. Mm-hmm. And so I know you actually utilize or could take more. You take advantage of that more, not in a bad way, but you take advantage of like having the safe space to come home to after dealing with what you dealt with. So that was one of the things I was going to say, because he worked with the public. I contribute my brain smarts. Get y'all head out the gutter. Because I am a very intelligent person, I feel like. And like, I'm always thinking of a master plan. Mm-hmm. And I'm always figuring some shit out. Mm-hmm. I'd be like that meme where it'd be like, hold my bill. Somebody say something, I'd be like, hold my bill. I got this. I'm finna kill it. Right? And so I think
agree with that.
You agree with that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that like that helps the flow of the household, the relationship, the marriage continue without like major hiccups. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it could be shit happening. You don't even be knowing what's happening that's within this household or just life in general that you don't even know. And I be like, I handled that already. Mm-hmm. And I be coming to tell you like, oh, just so you know, this happened. I did this, and you be like, it'll be like, you need help. I be like, oh, I figured that out like 5 hours ago. It's done. You be like, oh, I'm just telling you because I had to handle it. Like, you was at work. Like, you know. Right.
And that's what I liked about her is like, I give her the freedom like, hey, you trust your gut instinct. You feel something, boom. Because like she said, I'm more so at work. I work outside the house. She's able to be here inside the house. So she's able to do a lot more when it comes to being around the house and all that.
House, anything that has to do with our lives. Like, I am the manager.
So I'll be like, hey, you trust it, you feel it, go with it.
And the other cool thing is I do be texting you like, I know you probably not gonna answer because of the work you have to do, but I'll get
the play by play.
Right, I text and send voice notes like, just so you know this is happening, just so you know this person is here, just so you know this is going on. Oh, we need to make a decision now based on what we talked about. I feel like this is probably gonna be the best option, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And so it'd be like, oh, he come home and be like, so you handled all that, everything was smooth. I'd be like, yep, you ain't gotta worry about it, you know. Mm-hmm. But that's why I say I'm the manager, I guess. I manage the shit. And the last thing I bring is my big Aries energy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Big Aries. And Ram.
Yeah. Because I would say she's an Aries. I'm a Gemini. So I also contribute versatility. You know, whatever the situation calls for, I'll be able to help. Hello. That revolves around me. Hey, taking a back seat, letting her do her thing. Because she got that big Aries energy. You go right on ahead. If I got to step to the forefront and do it, I'll be able to do that. Mm-hmm. But it's also about my versatility. Whatever the situation calls for,
yeah.
I'm there.
Jarvis be like, okay. I be like, he be like, do I step in now? Or do I stay back here? I be like, stay back there. Don't come up here. So I want to have to be nobody's ass. And I think I also, this is just a side note, I swear I'm his protector. Y'all know how like in most relationships, like the man is the protector, quote unquote, you know, whatever. I swear I'm his protector. I be like, what's up? Who wants something? Don't I?
Yeah.
Even though I dated phase, when we cause he's a suburban kid, I'm a city kid. South side all day, every day, and the east side, never forget it. But he used to be like outside Ravenna. One time he was outside your friend's house, and I was like, "Where you at?" And he was like on 87 something. I said, "Oh hell nah, you need me to pull up?" And he like, "It's cool." I said, "I don't know." I said, "You don't know 87 like I know 87. I grew up over there." I'm okay. I said, "You not? I'ma stay woke. Call me, check in every 30 minutes. I need to know you good. Just say I'm alive." Like, that was so funny. He like, "Girl, what's wrong with you?" I said, "You don't know these streets like I know these streets." And I wasn't even a street kid, but I was street smart and book smart. I knew what it was because shout out to my family. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, y'all, we hope y'all enjoyed this little tidbit on just like the art of submission, you know, and whatnot. Get in y'all Bible if y'all go to church or whatever and read the full scripture. Stop manipulating stuff for y'all benefit, okay? I'm just telling y'all.
Right.
And as always, I will see y'all on the next episode of Seymour Shenanigans. Seymour Shenanigans. Hey, we gonna submit again.
Oh, we are.
Put him in a headlock. Submit to me right now. Deuces.